You know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. This is part 2. We just had part man with Fatman Scoop and Chief Rock and Busy B popped in. But this the DJ era where we're gonna talk about, the era of the DJs and what it was like. And of course, we got the legendary RonG coming up in Zeke Black. You know what I mean? Just so y'all know what time it is. So let me bring we're gonna bring RonG up. Come on, Ron.
What up? What up? What up? RonG.
All right.
Mecca Audio.
All right. All right. So Zeke, you got to come in the camera. Let's go, Zeke. You ready, baby? Yeah. All right. So we got Zeke Black here. What's up, baby?
Zeke Black.
Yep.
So we got Harlem scholars here to give us the history on the DJing in Harlem. So we're gonna go and we're gonna come from in the 80s when they had Eric B. Rakim and you know what I mean? And Public Enemy, and you know what I mean? When they crossed over from there into, Miami music. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's bring it to the Miami music. We're going to jump in there. We're going to let Ron D bring that up.
Yeah.
You want to start, Ron?
Yeah, that was a great era. I mean, first of all, I want to say salute to Luke because he created some energy that was crazy. And then Unique, man, you started bringing all these people from downtown in Florida to Mecca to Club 2000, and you opened our eyes to a whole new energy. I mean, we already heard about it, but we started seeing it, and that was a whole other level. We were like, yeah. But just being a part of that hip hop history and seeing how the bass, the hip hop bass energy and the sound kind of like worked its way to New York. You know what I mean? And then at the 90s. We had, like you said, Chuck D's, Large Professor, and Main Source. You had so many groups at that time: Tribe Called Quest, Brand Nubian, and then I know you were real close with Brand Nubian because you actually worked with them, had them painted on the storefront and all that. So I mean, 90s is an era that we never gonna be able to forget. Never. Never. And then Club 2000 is a whole nother level, man. Let me tell you, man.
Yeah, tell them about it.
Able to get in Club 2000, but I couldn't get in Rooftop.
Now tell them what it was like when you went up in Club 2000 for the people that wasn't there. I want to hear it from DJ RonG.
Well, I mean, first of all, you had to be there to you had to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? And Unique, you brung a whole happy party, fun energy. Oh, my phone ringing. I can't take it right now. Hold on. But you brung a whole happy party vibe to Uptown, man. We was already partying, but when Club 2000 came, man, we was like, yo, we gotta go. You gotta be in there. And just to see all the celebrities that were partying in there with us and with you, I was glad to be a part of it. You know what I mean? I was glad to be able to see it with my own eyes and witness it. And then, you also showed Uptown that, Miami bass sound can come up to New York and have a good time as well.
And that was the best part for me. Because they gave me hell when I first brought it up here. They looked at me like I was crazy riding down the street playing Uncle Al. You know what I mean? And and Miami was loving Uncle Al. So I'm going down there on Sundays, and I'm down there in my Miami bass bottom move. You know what I mean? I might even want to listen to some Sugar Hill Gang. Because that was big down there too. The original Rappers Delight Fire. But I used to go to the Pat Jam down there, the Roman Paul, Big Addies, you know what I mean, on 113. You know what I mean? We had all the little back in the wall Tough Tuckers. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you already know the Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Luke on the beach. You know what I mean? Strawberries, Rolex before it was a strip club. You know what I mean? I've been down there from day one. Nigga, from it was money in Miami, I was in Miami. If it was money on the East Coast, I wanted it. You know what I mean? And I love Miami, and I love what I got from Miami. They didn't have in New York, so I wanted to.
Like New York, no matter where.
Yeah, I wanted my blood pressure to rise. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm in New York, and New York is dancing to a whole different, slower type of beat, even though we think it's fast. But when you go down there, they talk about get it, You're like, whoa, whoa. You know what I mean? So I said, I got to bring this up here and get it to my people, man. So I just wanted to give everybody something. That's why, nobody have no complaints with me on how I ran Club 2000 because I wasn't in it for the money. I made money, but it wasn't for the money, but for the people. You know what I mean? And the people had no problem paying $100, $200 at the door when that was unheard of. And nobody complained when I told them $200 for having their boots on. You wear your Timberlands and shit, like, give me $250. If you can afford to come here and disrespect my club, I know you got some money in your pocket. But that's some pocket shit I'm gonna do. If I go to a nigga club and I'm wearing my boots, I'm gonna tell him, hey, take me 500, get out my face, you petty nigga. You know what I mean? So a nigga asked me for 250, that's a bargain. You know what I mean? And that's how I looked at it.
It was a movement.
It was a movement. It's funny because I remember my man, right? Sugar Hill Tone, Free Sugar Hill Tone. But he had the Rock Nation that's right now, the Spanish, like the OG1, Sugar Hill Tones, and all them in his club before they was Rock Nation. He had the who's who in Club 2000. I remember, right? My boy, shout out to my man Heck, my man Mikey, the whole Sugar Hill squad, Rock City and all of them. Yo, that Club 2000 was the tunnel before the tunnel. And the special thing about it was you had to be fly to get in there. You couldn't be like a dirty hoodie with some dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
That's where you paid that $250 for your boots. And we start charging for each garment. You know what I mean? And bring the price up. So if you come in, you come how you want to come. The pocket's got to be right. Because then I know you're going to spend at the bar.
And I think you changed. And because of that, I think you changed the clubbing of New York. Because all Chris Lighty did, rest in peace, was take what you did and brought that to the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yo, Sunday nights, Hustlers night. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? No one get in. Long line, because you created a culture. Because I got a front, everybody couldn't get in Club 2000. It wasn't
you already know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everybody couldn't get in there. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You're wrong. He's the only guy I know that had commercials on Kiss and Flip. You know what I'm saying? No, this is crazy. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I'm from downtown. You know where I'm from, 99 Street Lex, right? We thought Mecca Audio was a car spot. We like,
because of the name.
The name.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't, but
we was lost. Like, when he called his case, he was like, what? He was doing car radio.
A hell of a lot. 255 keys worth of car radios.
Oh man. But that era, man.
But you know what's so dope though is that because the first physical conversation I had with Unique, he stopped the phone and he said, "I like you, Zeke. You talking that shit I like." You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because I was outside a little bit, and you know what's so funny, Ron, man, is that being in Club 2000, all that played a part to your career. Because you can't talk about
the whole Harlem did. I mean, Club 2000 gave me a certain energy, but just being in Harlem and growing up and seeing Unique and seeing some of the other people how they were moving and showing me the support with the mixtapes. Unique, like you said, you used to come to my crib. You remember, you used to come to my crib like, yo, make sure you got that shout out on that.
Hey, no.
I was young.
Look. Yo, we're long here. Y'all want to get up from the camera, but I got a picture with me in your apartment. You know what I mean? With my cousin Cox, with the three of us when I had on a white wife beater. And we was in there working on something, you know? Hey, but I'm gonna tell you one. This is how I used to go, right? I go down to Miami, and every Sunday I take the plane. I go down there and have Sunday dinner with my moms in Miami. But the other 6 days I'm raising havoc in Harlem. You know what I mean? I'm changing cars like I'm changing drawers. You know what I mean? I mean RonG right there, Zeke right there. I mean, I'm lighting it up. And then on Sundays I go down there to chill with my moms. You know what I mean? So I might want to drive with something real fancy. You know what I mean? So I might take the Lambo or the convertible black BMW drop top. You know what I mean? Or the green and white Z, or the green and white wide body, or the green MPV, or the beige MPV, or the yellow MPV. I got choices. You understand what I'm saying? But now I'm down in Miami and I'm doing me. But when I'm driving down there, like in the Z or the wide body BMW, which rich white people was having that. That wasn't a ghetto car. You know what I mean? You'll see a rich white person, down there having it in South Beach. So when I go down there and I'm playing my music and I'm playing all what's that shit that was banging in the symphony and all that, Big Daddy Kane and all the rap music. When I'm playing all that, and the white people looking at me like, oh, what the hell is he playing? You know what I mean? So I said, let me come up and get some music that they used to that got my bass line. I went to RonG house and I told RonG, like how Michael Jackson be singing with the high notes and everybody like Michael Jackson? Put a little bass beat behind that, a funky bass beat, but play the Michael Jackson where I could still enjoy my joint and kind of mix it in and blend it in. And that nigga became the greatest that ever done it, man.
Yo,
you know what I mean? For real. But that's why I love you, family, because listen, they can't even understand it, but they feel my words because I speak from my heart. When I was in Miami, son, and I'm driving down the street in my $100,000, $200,000 Ferrari, this ain't the brag. You know what I mean? But I'm playing a RonG brand mix out on Collins Avenue. You know what the hell a black man like me feel like that can't read or write. You know what I mean? With everything in the goddamn world. And they singing some shit like Stephanie Mills, something in the way you make me feel, with a banging bass beat moving behind that joint, and RonG yelling your name. I was God.
Man.
You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it 100. But I'm saying, but you made that moment for me with your music. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I love DJs, man. You know what I mean? Because each song he played took me to a different mode. And his music would take you where he wanted you to take it, where he wanted to take you, but you still going where you want to go at the same time. But he got a course with his music, and wherever your mental is at, that's where you're going to choose to go. You know what I mean? But that's what the DJ do. The DJ, they play out when they do a mixtape, and they, you know what I mean? They got everything lined out to add up to something. You know what I mean? They riding it. They take time and pick out the records for a reason. And that's why I love my DJs, man. I go all out for them.
You too, homie. I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of it at that time because you gave me the energy that I needed to keep going. Because at that time, growing up in Harlem, I needed somebody like such as yourself to say, "Yo, this is hot."
Mm-hmm. You already know. I'll tell you in a minute. Yo, that's some bullshit.
Yo. Make sure you say, unique with the white and green. And I
you know what I mean?
I saw it for you, Unique, when you was locked up, right? Big Smooth, Big Smooth. So Big Smooth in the club, we in Albany at one time, right? Yeah. So Big Smooth, we walking around making his rounds. So he was like, yo, I fuck with Ron. So we watched the Smooth, right? So he goes to Ron. So Ron shot him about like 3 times. That nigga Smooth felt like he thought he was Michael Jackson for the day. That nigga was, yo, that's because RonG, I'm gonna tell you something about Ron, man. But what I see, man, Ron is the most humblest DJ I ever seen. He don't let this shit get to his head, bro. Like Ron would be in the crowd, like, yo, what's up? Like, these other guys, they get a little retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, hold up. But see, that come from Ron coming up in our era when he was a child. He was up there with the gods of the game. So he's seen the now. Listen. So he's seen that. So he was an intelligent young man that knew to pay attention. You know what I mean? So he's more of an observer. Look how he's listening now and attentive. You know what I mean? To be where I was at, you got to know how to read people. You know what I mean? Ron played his position as a young man amongst gods. He didn't try to act like he was a god amongst gods. And that's the problem when they say there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You understand what I'm saying? Ron wasn't either one. He was just a young man watching. And then he took it and put his spin on it. Next I heard he did a joint with Zane. And then I heard he or a joint with Miss Jones. I'm like, Lil RonG. I love RonG, but on the low side. You know what I mean?
Then it went on and on from there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm proud of you, family. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man. Thanks.
you know what you want to know what? Like really, like Ron, man, Ron was breaking. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If Ron didn't break Nas, I don't care what nobody say. Nas won't be where Nas is at. Because when Ron, because Ron was super hot. When he dropped Live at the Barbecue, was when the world heard Nas. Nobody could have dropped him. Because everybody say the first time they heard Nas was on the RonG mixtape. Even Nas said it. Yo, son, good looking out.
RonG in the cassette deck, rocking the shit, G. Shout out to the homie Nas, man.
All right, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Shit.
But you know what? You was a part of that, Unique, because remember, when he played that song, Club 2000 was popping. So when he played that song, he played that same song in Club 2000. You know what I'm saying, Emmy? And every other
Listen. I got the video. Look, I got the video with him performing the song in 1992 Club 2000.
Woo!
I got the video with Nas performing the song.
Damn, but you can't put it on YouTube.
Hell no, I'm not putting it on YouTube. If I'm saying I'm working on something big and proper, let him sleep. Let him sleep. You know what I mean? But you know, that's what it is. What was that question that was just up there on the screen? Thanksgiving 1992, we break into the pool room on 158th Street of Broadway across from Club 2000. Oh man, I remember that goddamn night. As long as y'all ain't doing it Club 2000. But anyway.
Bro, Ron, like the first time that me and Unique connected, we used to kick it as a watcher. We talking to inbox. One thing I'm gonna say about Unique, he had all that time. That time didn't break him, bro. That nigga, Unique used to act like he's still free the way he talked.
I know you ain't gonna tell me. I already know. Hey, look here, man.
Yeah, man. Like, 30 years ago. So, but you know what though? He didn't let jail break him, bro.
Man.
Even though he did all that time, he's back and he's fixing the cloth. Because all the parents that became gang related or whatever, that's paying attention, like, wait a minute, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I remember being a little nigga listening to, you know what I'm saying, those commercials on Kiss FM. I remember, right? I was an MC Shannon fan. It was weird. I was an MC Shannon fan. Shout out to Juice Crew All Stars.
Like MC Shannon. Yeah, from that joint Symphony. That's why I mentioned it. I love that joint.
Shout out to MC Shannon. But you know what's so funny though, man, is that Club 2000 was part of our culture. That had to have been the most diverse. Because I don't know how all this Black and Spanish war shit started. Because Club 2000 had everybody in it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
I had everybody part of this one. You know?
Buses, we want to say the Trinidadios, the Future, everything that was cutting something was in that club together.
True story.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
That era you can't never forget.
Now, see, that what it was is that I was up there hustling, selling my coke up there on Broadway, and I was down on 8th Avenue selling my coke. So I was welcomed on both blocks. You know what I mean? So when they heard Unique on the party, they know Unique on 8th Avenue. So the Dominicans ain't had no problem with Unique friends coming up there because Unique from Broadway. You understand what I'm saying? And then my friends down on 8th Avenue, they ain't had no problem coming up there because they said the homie Unique up there, so I'm going up there. You know what I mean? So I was everybody's homie. You know what I mean? So when,
It's 158 in Broadway. Is that Sugar Hill or Washington Heights?
No, that's Washington Heights. That's 157 in Broadway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the difference. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, Sugar Hill is more over there by St. Nick and all that.
Yeah, St. Nick.
Yeah. I'm Convent, you know what I mean?
Convent Ave,
yeah. Okay, has any celebrity rappers reached out to you since you've been out? Nah, maybe I'm too real for them, son. You know what I mean? Young and asked if any celebrity rappers reached out to me. Nah, you know. But I'm here reaching out to you, you know? But, you know, that's where we at, man. But those was the days that changed the times. You know what I'm saying?
Hip-hop. You're the reason why Black Sheep was able to put out Choice Is Yours, because RonG put the song, you had the club, the hottest club. So when somebody performed in your club, they was co-signed in New York. See, what people fail to realize is, as a rapper in New York City, it depends on where you performed at if we made you official.
Mm-hmm.
If you performed at Club 2000, he a real nigga because Unique had him in the club. Know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Or you knew that he was important, or they was on they were big.
Now I'm tell you something though, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from a different time of Jamaicans. And
Yeah, but
those Jamaicans.
no, but see, that's why I gave, like I said, the whole thing was to give the DJs a home, man. You know, when I opened up Club 2000, all the DJs came to DJ up in my club. I had Red Alert up in that joint, man. You know what I mean? Kid Capri, you know, SNS, Love Bug, Starsky. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Star Child DJ that make audio.
Star Child.
You know what I mean? And I ain't charged not one of them a dime to come in and make audio. I ain't never charged none of the DJs nothing to come and make audio. I just opened it up, put everything in there they needed, and put my cousin in there to engineer shit and let them do what they do. That was to get back to the people.
I remember your Unique. You know,
shout out to Mike Nice. Remember Mike Nice?
Oh, definitely Mike Nice. That's Benjamin Sawyer. Yeah. Get it right. Original Buck. Wow. Yeah. You know, he used to hold me down over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Minnesota, because all these guys grew up on the RonG. You know what I'm saying? Like Minnesota and all of them. You know, Money Boss Players and all that, Diamond D and all of them. Shout out to them niggas from the Bronx. But I'm gonna tell you some real shit though, right? I remember when I was a young nigga, right? And I was listening. I was like, the Jamaicans, they should be like the Spranglers, the Jamaicans, the Rosses, the Jerry Curls. And it's crazy because out of all this shit, you had a fucking club that was crazy. Now, I'm going to tell you something, though. When you got bagged, it fucked me up emotionally. Because I thought it was really a fucking car shop. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ron, I used to argue with niggas like, no, Mecca Audio is a car shop. They said, no, he's a king.
He's stupid.
But we do.
How could you be in a club and get all the money you made and not one nigga try you? That's real nigga shit. I said, get the fuck out of here. Then when I went to Don Diva and all this shit, I said, what? Yo. I was like, yo. I said, yo, this is crazy. This guy will be in his own club. One thing about the Jamaicans, man, the Jamaicans is too cocky. So you know what I'm saying?
He got me crying.
His generation Jamaicans they wasn't racist. They was just too cocky. Bummer clock about that. Everything was bummer clock this. If you wasn't Jamaican, you was a bummer clock. If you wasn't part of the movement, you was a bummer clock. If you was voting against the movement, you was a bummer clock. It was bummer clock season. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
He's a bummer clock. She's a bummer clock. Everybody's a bummer clock.
Everybody a bummer clock. You know what I'm saying? There's been times you been called the bummer clock. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Crazy how,
but you know, like I said, you know,
that's why you have to understand about what Will is. He walked around New York. He don't have a preacher story. He don't have an Ivan story. He don't have, now no disrespect to them, but he doesn't have, it's not like they ain't throw me in the back of a truck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Bust me over the head 5 times. So what I'm trying to say is, he wasn't, what about the Jamaicans? They too cocky. Don't, oh God. I know my man should have told them is like, Unique be in the club for real. Like, it's his club and he's in the middle of the dance floor having the time of his life. That AOI shit was.
You see all them pictures, right?
He wasn't hot stick 'em kids. Please try me. You know what I'm saying? That was his thing. I'm Jamaican. Please try me. I want to go. This is what I'm waiting for. I want one of you niggas to die. I mean, of course, you too crazy. That's one thing about the Jamaicans, man. His era, they make you feel fucked up when you black. Like, like, what are you talking about? Just when he talked to you, was like, come on, you're wrong. They used to be in the crib, they started talking to you, Ron, and you have to look at Unique and go, you know, I'm gonna shout you out 20 times because I can't take this no more. I can't take this no more. I can't take this no more. You think I can't take? You know, my family from the Bahamas, they're the most racist people in America. The old school ones, his parents, they don't like us at all. They think we're too free. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Now, Unique, he grew up with us, but he had, you know what I'm saying? He had those real, you know what it is though? Real respect, real. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? And people know who to try. I can't try him because he's gonna go all the way. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? And I salute you on that because I tell you one thing. All those platinum rap artists, when you came home, they all came to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me? And they support you. Even Alpo. We don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Alpo pulled up on you. Nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And they can say you're a rap, whatever, who cares? But he pulled up on you without worrying about, because you're not a sucker. Like, listen, bro, I'm not into all that. You know, this is serious. And he sent a message that woke people up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how these dudes feel about that, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. That says that speaks volumes. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. Me and him was talking the other day, and he was in DMV ever with, you know, a couple of guys from the west side of the Bronx that I know. Like, he was like, yo, Zeke, I was out there. Like, oh, I thought it was a car dealership, my nigga. Like a car dealership.
All right, yo, enough about the car dealership, man. Hey, Ron, what's the difference with the parties today from Club 2000 to you? Would you describe that?
Well, first of all, the music is slower. You know, back in those days, the music was a lot faster. The energy was different. And we like to really party and have a good time. You know what I mean? In those days. You know what I mean? Now it's a little different, but you still got your audiences that still like that hip-hop era, that club, that party era. You know, so it's a little different. The trap thing got things a little different. You know what I mean? But coming up from the era, the 90s and the early 90s, it was a whole different vibe in the club scene. Club 2000, a lot of the clubs, the music was just, the energy was just real up tempo. You know, everybody liked to have fun. It's a little different now. Unless you get the 25 and older crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep, you know. But somebody said they came from DC on Mondays just to go to Club 2000. Man, a lot of legends. Oh yeah, we did a lot of big things. That was my man Frog. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Frog. I've seen him since I've been home. But like I said, man, a lot of us, you know, we did a lot of things. Like I said, you know me, Ron. I mean, I talk my cocky shit because, like Zeke said, you know, I'm not Jamaican. So we got to deal with things. You know, some of bad man. You know what I mean? I said, so I saw it. I go. You know, but at the same time, you know, I can smile with you. I'm just saying, you know, because like I said, I don't do things out of anger. You know what I mean? Suckers move out of anger. You got to be calculated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you know, that's where we at. But you know, what was that question, man? You don't threw me off with that. Sometimes my mind slips.
The party scene.
The parties
between now and the Club 2000.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the party scene between now and Club 2000. Back then, I made sure when everybody came in, they felt special because they are special. I don't care if they're Dominican, they Black, they Puerto Rican, they Colombian, they Cuban, they Mexican, they Jamaican, they Haitian, they special. Because we all represent our bloodline. You know what I mean? Like how niggas say Harlem. I do say Brooklyn. You understand? Dude say Jamaica, say Puerto Rico. You understand? They proud, and you're supposed to be proud. So you can't knock the next man for being proud of where he came from. Because when I was in ADX, I met a European named Barry Mills. You know what I mean? They wrote the movie like Silence of the Lamb about this cat type going. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, real, you know what I mean? The real deal, dog. You know what I mean? Where, you know, let me finish. So I meet this kid, and everybody's telling me he racist. And he pulled me up. He said, they called me Jamaican. He said, yo, Jamaica, I'm not racist. He said, the same way you Jamaican and you feel like you better than the white people or the American Black people or the Haitian or the whatever, and American feel like they better than the Jamaican. He said the same way we as white people, we just proud of who we are. And we believe that we're the super race. You know what I mean? Like you believe that you're the super race. He said, that don't make me racist or you racist. And since then, me and him have a wonderful relationship. You understand what I'm saying? This is a dude that everybody swear up and down the most racist person, but what he got is white pride. Like we need to have black power back then. But now we need black pride. We need black unity. We got to stick together.
Two stars.
No matter what race, what country, or whatever. Because the rest of the country is sticking together. You know what I mean? The blacks just ain't sticking together, but the rest of the country is sticking together, picking a party line. We don't know what the hell we doing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. What do you think that was, on January 6th? I ain't going to get into it, but I mean common sense. You know what I mean? People pick party lines. And some people, willing to die for it. Just like the street code, when it's time when the people pick you up, some people willing to die in prison. Some people is not. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just party lines. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't tell the other party they wrong, and they definitely can't tell you wrong. Do y'all think Harlem is more than its current current or for themselves? Don't get it. Help me understand that.
It's been,
you said, do y'all think Harlem is more than its current or?
Yeah. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Because the way Harlem look now, Harlem is separated by blocks damn near. When I was in Harlem, man, like even now, I ride up and down 10, 15 blocks a day when I'm out there. I do run like it's 92. You know what I mean? When I run through Harlem. You know what I mean? But I know everybody love me. They shout me out. I shout them out. It's love because when I was out here, I made sure everybody eat. And now they're the adults. You know what I mean? And ironically, they're also the grandparents because they're my age. They're my friends, my comrades. They're kids that, like my kids that was left behind for the 26 years that I was gone, is now adults at, let's say, 26 or 35. Because they were between 1 and 9 when I got locked up. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So those kids is now parents who made my homies and my homies grandparents. That's how long I've been gone. So if a person don't want to listen to me when I'm telling you that it wasn't worth it, you blessed to have me even sit here and tell you what I'm telling you. You know what I mean? I wasted 26 effing years, man. I got a 26-year gap in my life, man.
But you know what though, Unique, man? I had to talk with my man Fats. Fats, he from Gangsta Lou building. He go with Blue. He said, Blue, you got assassinated. I think come out some club on Amsterdam. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Blue. From over there, Sugar Hill. Fats said, look what Fats said. He said, yo, man, when Unique bought his bid, man, it may look crazy, but it saved his life, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of good brothers died after he got locked up.
My brother died after I got locked up. You're 100% right. And that's why I'm gonna say this, man. You know what I mean? To my children don't even watch this. They watch it. But they don't understand. I've been gone 26 years. You know what I mean? Yes, that was by my youthful actions. And yes, I was wrong. And yes, I poisoned the community. But what are we gonna do today? Are we gonna harp on yesterday? Because the European soldier forget about, Michael Florida already. You understand? If they'll have their way, but they tell you to hold on to what we did in the crack era, to what Guy Fisher and them did in the Heron era. Don't forgive them. Hold on to their wrongs, but let go of our rights. And our black people say, yeah, niggas a monster. Oh, Guy Fisher a monster. You know what I mean? But look in the White House. Look at the House and the Senate. Check their background records. We all got our past, man. You know what I mean? But that's why I don't judge nobody. I don't care who to. Somebody asked, I said, Harlem club and party scene compared to Miami, respectively. Harlem and Miami, Harlem was some laid back, like really Fat Joe captured it when he made that song Lean Back. Because that's what niggas used to do in the after hours club. Niggas used to lean back. Niggas in New York wasn't tap dancing all over the floor, break dancing, all that dumbass shit. Let's get it right. You know what I mean? No, let's get that right. When they came up in Club 2000, it wasn't nobody backing up for nobody to goddamn windmill. You know what I mean? They backed up for a nigga, you know what I mean? To do what y'all call now that Harlem shake and that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just said that. That's why, you know what I love about Unique? He keep it all the way 100. The after hours spots.
Yeah.
Shit, and by either war. He's gonna go into y'all don't know he has real New York history.
Yeah.
Remember, he never got hurt. There wasn't no Tom Cross throwing the gun in his face. There wasn't. You're not saying names, but you know what? There was nobody trying to play him that y'all look up to in jail. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because Unique was. I told you. I seen the pictures. I said, my man was like, "Yo, Unique was mad cool." One day, Sugar Hill Tone had brought me in front of the club. They were like, I couldn't get in because what I had on. I ain't kidding. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? But I ain't on front though. He had, that nigga had professionally trained fashion designers at the door, my nigga.
Had what?
You had professional niggas that was like, listen, nigga, those sneakers is gonna cost you $500 to get in this club. You hear me?
Yeah.
Nigga, you get money, right? That's how they tell you. You get money, right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You hear me? I was like, what? Like, going there, body. Yo, they walk away better. Fuck you niggas. I ain't soft. Fuck you, Unique. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? I hate this club anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's one thing about a bum nigga. That was my bum nigga age. You know what I'm saying? You know the bum nigga stage. My 500 might be up money. I can't afford to get nigga my flip money. Fuck you, Unique. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying? Fuck you, nigga. Yo, then we hit it with I'm gonna tell you how what we always say, man. Nigga, like, I couldn't get in Club 2000 last night. Them Jamaicans is racist. You know what I'm saying? If you went to Jamaica, it was racist.
It was crazy though. I remember it was them lines was crazy to get in there.
I got fun though. His generation Jamaicans, RonG. How many times he called you a blood clot for no reason? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't really go through that though.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never called RonG no blood clot. Blood clot family. We gotta chat this up.
I love you niggas, man. That's why it's real, because I'm Jamaican.
No, what I'm saying, when a nigga piss you off, yeah, my bum clot, blood clot. You know what I'm saying? But as far as family, come on, son. You know, a bum clot is like telling somebody, mother F you. You know what I mean? The relationship ain't never get there with us because that's what I'm trying to tell you that y'all don't understand and y'all need to learn that say you RonG fans. I'm giving y'all some history. Hold up.
That's history.
You can look at him and tell he's an attentive young man. He listens. You know what I mean? And he ain't, to me, he's young, but to y'all, he's your age. But RonG pays attention to his surroundings, and that's how he was able to flip things in the manner he did. Because when you created that joint with Zane, I was in 88 Supermax when that came out.
Yeah.
In like 95. They had me buried underground. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come out to sell once a day for an hour, 5 days a week. The other 2 days, you locked in 24 hours a day. Anytime I came out to sell, I had 5 Europeans with me. And each one of them had an electronic billy club, and they standing far enough back to juke my back ass, bumper clock. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is how I lived for 5 years while you was doing Zane. For whatever you did for that from 95 to 2000, I did that
like
every day.
Wow.
Every day. That's how hard my last bit bit. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm going to flip this into life to give them a little bit of my insight. That's why, like, my daughters don't understand me. You understand what I'm saying? Because they can't fathom what I went through. So when I'm hard and direct, that's because my whole life has been that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to bend. I need to learn. You understand what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, Ron. You know what I mean? You can't bend steel, man. You know what I mean? I was raised as steel, you know what I mean, to honor certain morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's where I'm at. And, you know, that's why a lot of people don't really understand me. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm just direct. I speak from the heart what it is. Like I said, you know, like I told Scoop, you know, death don't fear me. You know what I mean? And I don't fear death. You know what I mean? Because inevitably, every man we're looking at, woman and child, is going to one day die. And you don't know when you're going to die, how you're going to die, whether you get shot, killed, hit by a car, die in your sleep, die with seed disease, whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
So I want to ask you a question, Unique. What was the first hip-hop party you went to?
Oh, man, the first hip-hop party I went to.
That shit. What's the first shit you went to?
The first one I went to was back like in 1976, 1975.
Where?
That's what I'm about to tell you. in Teaneck, New Jersey, at the Recreation Center on Teaneck Road.
Wow.
Across the bridge in New Jersey. I was there with my older brother that went in there. He was babysitting me and dragged me down there. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, I creeped in there, grind on a couple of big butt girls and, you know, did what little boys do that big girls let them do.
What you had on that then? Converse All-Stars? What was the wear back then in 76?
Oh, man, back in 76, you know, it wasn't nothing fancy. It was definitely the Chuck Taylors. The Chuck Taylors are the suede pro kids with the 3 lines on the side.
Yeah.
Or if you had money, but nobody even wore it, keeping it 100, except for the white kids in the schools out in Jersey. I'm talking about out in Jersey. With the Adidas shell toes. You know what I mean? And the Pumas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't, the blacks were just getting the basic name brand, which was the Chuck Taylors and the suede joints that we could get from motels for $9.99, which was a lot of money to our parents then. You understand what I'm saying? It was $9.99 for the Chuck Taylors and suede pro heads and all that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, you know, of course we had that. And then, you know, everything else was, it didn't matter because there was no fashion to follow. Only fashion they had back then was for the older guys, like my pop's age and stuff, where they had magazines they sent where they made the shirts with the big square collars that come down to their navel and shit like that. You know what I mean? With the silk material to feel like a pimp with the high heel boots. You know what I mean? You know, the boots, men is wearing boots this high, like all red pulled up like the girls wear the go-go boots. Men was wearing that in the 70s. Yeah. You know, when I first went to the club, but they didn't wear that in the club because this was a little teenager joint. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then it crossed over. I say about 76, 77, wow. When hip hop started. When hip hop started, that's when Jersey got hip to shell toes and Pumas, because that was the New York upper echelon, which was the Jersey upper echelon was the Chuck Taylors and the suede pro kids. But in New York, it was the Adidas and Pumas. But then when you went to shoes, then you had the British Walkers, and then you had the Playboys. You know what I mean? That's a question that you can ask anybody from back in the day. Which one? Well, what do you prefer, British Walkers or Playboy? You know what I mean? 8 out of 10 gonna tell you British Walkers.
Yeah.
Because the Playboys was really made from in England fashion with the big square mouth shoe. You know what I mean? Which is what the Jamaicans wore. But the Americans like things to look small and neat. That dudes used to say they was a size 8.5 when they was 10.5. Their toes like knuckles in the shoes. You know what I mean? But you know that was the era with the Americans. The Jamaicans, we ain't had no problem letting our feet hang out in a pair, fresh wallabies. You know what I mean?
See,
you know, come on, dog.
Papa says, that's why I get mad at the older guys that support, like, because these young rappers, their managers are guys our age. Like, yo, bro, you should be community, like, you know what I'm saying, paying homage to you guys. Because, like I said, y'all made hip hop a style. There's no fashion in hip hop if you wasn't wearing British Walkers, Wallabies. Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Sheepskins. Y'all did that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if they watch the movie Crush Groove, you know what I mean? Crush Groove even speak on that. Run DMC wanted to dress like the guys from Harlem. You know what I mean? That's where he got the style from. He said he wanted to be like the guys from Harlem.
I ain't gonna front though. I was younger than y'all, but y'all some fly dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Y'all like Rex Money said, RonG did change the drip. What they did is they put the drip on the mainstream. So, the world gave them the credit for the drip. You know what I mean? But this is what they was wearing in the Bronx and Harlem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, Harlem was a money-making place. It was a heroin capital at the time. And there was plenty of heroin coming through Harlem. So everybody was making a little bit of money, not as much as the crack. Way nowhere near was a crack person, but you had enough people that was looking good doing the heroin era. That was doing them. So, that's where that's at. But, just talking about the different eras so you understand, where it came from. But, all that is what played a part in DJing and hip hop and, every goddamn thing else. What we wore is what they wanted to wear. What we drove is what they wanted to drive. You know what I mean? The women we talked to, they wanted. When we wanted girls with long straight hair like the doobie, like they call the hairstyle the doobie when they press it straight out back then. I don't know what they call it now. But, you know, all the girls wanted that. The Dominicans, that's the way their hair grow anyway and do it. So they did the best doobies. So all the black girls, I don't care if they blacker than me, they was up there. The Dominican spot up the hill from St. Nick all the way up to Broadway. You know what I mean? Getting their joint done up, you know, and plenty of dudes paid for it. You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know. But you know, that's the doobie. You know what I mean? And you know, everybody just do their thing. We had our own little thing back then. Like the girls used to wear what they call the 5411s, which you already heard about from DMX, made famous for y'all. So y'all would give DMX credit. I'm telling about the girls attire now. Remember the 5411s, the Big Johns? They had 2 brand of jeans that the females was wearing that really looked sexy for our time. That was the Big John and the Edwins. Remember Big John and Edwin? They was like a slim fit. So, you know, black girl usually got hips because they running up and down the stairs, but the elevator ain't working in the town, or the joint just ain't working. You know what I mean? But you know, RonG gonna come in. We're gonna ask him about what he remember the girls wearing. But that's what I remember. That they used to wear the Big Johns, their Edwins, their 5411s, they little tube top, and don't forget summertime, a whole gang of powder on their chest. You understand what I'm saying? And come on, dog. I mean, you know, I was a young man doing what I do. You know what I mean? Can I get an interview to discuss something? I didn't even see it. I get an interview to discuss my intent. Just DM me. You can hit me up at makeaudiobusiness@gmail.com. You know what's up, Otis? You know what I mean? But that's where we at. Let's bring Ron up here. That's Ron.
Pull it up, Ron.
Somebody got a question for RonG. Let's see what it is. Hey, Ron, we can't see you, family. The thing, you ain't got an Android too, do you, Ron? You ain't got one of them old school Androids like Busy Bee, do you? You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, but what was your most memorable moment from that Club 2000 era on Mecca Audio?
It was the bosses. It was the era of what became hip hop, the DNYs, the Sugar Hill Tones, the OG1s, the Gordos, because Hector from my block and Chase from my hood, Eastside Cats. Club 2000 was the Bentleys of uptown. It was the fashionable club. It was the tunnel. It was the tunnel before it was Hustler's Lane. All the bosses was pulling up. You had they don't understand. You had the who's who of the 90s. When they want to talk about the 90s, you had the Wild Cowboys. You had the Nasty Boys. You had the Hold
on, stop real quick. We're going to get into each one if you want. But we're going to talk about the Wild Cowboys. The Wild Cowboys, they call them Wild Cowboys because it was a mixture of black guys and white guys that ran around in LTDs that was the same brand as the undercover DT and the FBI police would use. And they'll get the lights, put it on the top of the car, and pull your ass over middle of the night. And when you get pulled over the side of the road, you think it's the police, so you pull over, show me your ID. And this group of people that, look like police, they jump out, kidnap you, throw you in the goddamn trunk, and call your crew leader, your crew lieutenant, and say, we got your boss. If you want him back, we want $100,000. That happened regular up and down the streets. You know what I mean? That was the Wild Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
now, going about the rest, I just want them to know you saying some names so they understand, what we had to survive through back then. You know what I mean?
Do all that was the time, man.
Time,
man. And the era that we was in, it was a little more intense. You know what I'm saying? So you had to be a little bit smart. But Club 2000 was the club that everybody went to. That was the club where everybody was able to the bosses was able to have a good time and show love to each other in a spot like that. And you know what's weird is that, hold on one second.
Come on, son. Whatever you smoking, you need to stop that, dog.
In my bag.
Whatever you smoke, yo, dog. Listen, no disrespect. You remember back in the day, when a nigga be like, yo, hold on, dog. I'll be right back. Nigga go in the back here. Then the nigga come out all straight face. You know what I mean?
Crazy. You know,
you ain't back there beaming up as you, Scotty.
Niggas is crazy. But I want to tell you something crazy though, because I'm talking to Ryan in my joint. But you know what's so funny, Unique? You seen you was around that era, bro. Like you seen the era of, like you said, the rooftop. Dudes is upstairs doing what they was doing. You seen the ever change. You seen it go. It went from partying. Who would have thought that when it became an economic base across the whole Atlantic coast? You know what I'm saying? I mean, some shit that you seen on the west side of Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? And people understand that that party ever really was a party ever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I never understood that until now. Like, yo, that disco shit really meant something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because you don't meet new bass heads in 2021 unless they went to college and started, you know what I'm saying? So the average bass head is old school, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's crazy, bro.
Hey, listen, man.
But back then, bass heads wasn't how the bass heads now. Like
they wasn't crackheads.
Had money, huh?
They wasn't crackheads.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey, yo, but back then, right? I remember when they first started getting high. When they first started getting high, and
I'm back. I'm back.
Hey Ron, I'm gonna give you a little history lesson, Ron.
All right.
Back in the day, I'm gonna say about 1982, New York City, Harlem. They had a joint. Big shout out to Willie. I was just wearing his daughter's shirt. Go check out Willie Burger. Got a joint where Tanya is doing some shirts that got each one of Willie's clubs. Because, you know, Willie was the godfather of the After Hours Club. The same way I love the DJs. I love Willie. I kill a nigga with Willie.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm saying, no, Willie made a nigga feel good. Willie gave a nigga a home. You know? I mean, yo, Willie, you know Willie, but they got the Willie Burger shirts. They got the SNS shirts, the Zodiac shirts, the rooftop shirts. You understand what I'm saying? They got the whole joint. You know what I mean? But Willie back in the day, man, it's like he's always been there, and he had a joint called 404 Club. You know what I mean? The old heads know what I'm talking about. Called 404 Club. You know what I mean? It was up there on Broadway. You know what I mean? It was on Broadway. This when coke was legal in New York. This is when the drug czar for the United States went on TV and said that cocaine wasn't a gateway drug, that it was a leisurely drug. You understand what I'm saying? This during that time. So Willie had a joint that was a base house, but it was in a townhouse at 404 145th Street. So we called it the 404 Club. Where you going tonight, the 404 Club? Or you go up in there, they used to rent out pipes, torches, cooking bottles. You know what I mean? Certain dudes was up there selling. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, this was at the beginning before clubs. You know what I mean? That's when they had the After Hours Club. They had another spot back then called Triggers. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they you know, it is what it is, man. But Harlem was something else. You know, Harlem was definitely something else. You know, Ron Joint keep freezing up. That's that Android, son. Yeah, I said it be at finest sunset. That's that Android, man. Y'all go get your iPhone so you ain't got to deal with the bull crap. You know, but can you speak on your first hip hop influence? Well, who you influence or who I influenced? I mean, you have to ask them. I couldn't tell you who I influenced, but you know, I know a whole lot of people came through the joint. You know what I mean? But they'll have to tell you who felt that, you know, I was influential to them or not. You know what I mean?
I think in my heart, like Fat Joe, Lord Finesse, you know, AG, because you was his style before they got record deals. You know what I'm saying? And you motivated them to be like, yo, I can get some money. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like,
come in the camera, yo.
Huh?
There you go. Come in the camera. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what. I think my computer's overheating. just start bugging out and start moving slow. I'm like, oh man.
Hey Ron, they got a question for you. DJ Ron G, can you speak on that plaque behind you? The Fat Joe plaque.
Okay, this is Fat Joe. This plaque right here.
He produced it.
Y'all can see it. It's We Thuggin'. I produced the song We Thuggin' featuring Fat Joe and R. Kelly. It went platinum.
Yep.
All right.
I remember that. I mean, did the beat, you get the production, went platinum.
Yeah.
And
shout to Fat Joe.
Shout to Fat Joe, man. Joey Crack. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to South, bro. Shout out to Force Projects.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
TF. You know what I'm saying?
I got a few of them plaques, but you know, that's that one right there is from the Fat Joe.
I'll talk that shit. I like when you talk that Harlem cocky shit. Nigga, I ain't got one or nothing, nigga. I change chicks like my drawers, nigga. Talk that shit.
Funny though, man. Yo, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I think if he never went to jail for 30 years, he might have been a great music. I think Unique, you might have been a great music executive, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He has that energy.
He had the energy.
Education.
But, yo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I read his case in the Dawn Diva, whatever magazine it was, I said, yo, you know what, man? These Jamaican niggas is so fucking smart. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? He figured out a way. I'm gonna do some time for what the fuck I'm doing. He didn't expect that much time, but he did more time than what he thought. But I'm gonna be smart when I get out of here. Your history mean more than anything else, bro. You hear me?
I already know that.
Everybody listening, hold up. Because you know why? Video Music Box won't be popping because it wasn't for you. Nas won't be popping because of you. Everybody, anything that's relevant, brand new with you, because your club, bro. Your club gave niggas status. And the funny part was, in New York City, unless they knew you, everybody put you to not, you know what I'm saying? Like a legal base. I ain't gonna lie to you, you had commercials on Kiss FM.
You telling me like I don't know it.
like they wasn't playing hip hop every day back then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So to promote a hip hop club, it's crazy. Like, yo, Club 2000, yo, yo, you know what I'm saying? So you're unique, man. I just think that this approach of hip hop. But I don't know what. See, everybody said about Ben Bada. I said Ben Bada was never pushing hip hop. And everybody said, "What you mean by that?" He pushed that electronic shit, and that's how he gets his money. He gets his money off of all that AEIOU shit. You know what I'm saying? His money is not off of hip hop. He just had the first hip hop movement. You know what I'm saying? But Ben Bada is not a part of what RonG did, what you did, because Ben Bada thing is European. Herbie Hancock and all that other dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all hip hop though, but it's just that Ben Bada had a different mindset. Ben Bada is not the king, is not the father of hip hop. He's the father of that techno shit in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Ron G, answer that question. Ron G, what would be your cover song for a hip hop run event?
What would be my cover song for a hip hop
run event? Yeah, I seen you reading it. Let's get with your thoughts.
What's your thoughts, bro?
Very interesting.
Not the movement, music-wise.
What year?
We're talking about the beginning. Not when Michael Jackson did the moonwalk. Before that.
I would say Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel.
Yeah.
I would say
Mr. Magic, right?
Yeah, I would say Freedom. You know, that type of vibe. I mean, I grew up listening to Spoonie G. You know about G?
Yeah, you know about Spoonie G. Yeah, what you know about Spoonie G with your young ass, bro?
That's how I got my name, by listening to Spoonie G.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, listen, I'm gonna give you a Spoonie G one. I'm gonna give you a Spoonie G one. I went down there, they had a joint.
Spoonie G and Ronnie G. Remember those two?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to get. Look, they had a joint downtown that used to sell all the break beats. It had super disco beats and all that. You probably know Ronnie was out doing your time too. You know, because this was back in the early 80s. We used to go down the steps. You go take the train like 42nd Street and you go down the steps in the subway. They had a record store down there that had all the break beats.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? Okay, well, down there in that joint, Spoonie G bought his records to sell. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I first met Spoonie G because remember, it was like, that was like the first form of like a record club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a record club where you go and people give their records and they give it to the DJs and get them to rate it. Remember, we used to do that for Mecca Audios. I know you did it with RonG. You know, I'm talking about the little record club in the Bronx.
Yeah. I used to go to him. I forgot his name.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. Spoonie G used to bring his records down there before that existed.
Mm-hmm.
The rappers used to have to bring their records to the places that sold the break beats because they was buying the break beats to try and make Spoonie G songs.
Mm-hmm.
To make Funky 4 plus one more song. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when they went down there to buy the break beats, Spoonie and them used to be down there. Houdini and everybody selling their joints.
Wow.
Before the distributors came in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, dudes drove around their trunk.
Mm-hmm.
They took it down to the joint on 42nd Street.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I remember those are the days, though, when you had to really get your record out. Because a lot of labels back then was independent.
Exactly.
Those days, yeah.
The rest of them.
Answer this question, and I want you to tell about the independent days. What mixtape is your fave, or that you hold close to heart, if any, at RonG?
Okay, so this is a question for me.
Yeah.
I would say Mix's 10 with Miss Jones on it on the intro. That's one of them because when I put Miss Jones on the mixtape at that time, I was like almost like a record label, like a self-record label, because people couldn't believe that the energy I was putting on mixtape was almost like an album because of the blends, Miss Jones singing and she's saying my name. Yeah. You know, I'm shouting you out. I'm shouting a couple of other people out. And it stuck with me because after I put out Mix's 10 with Miss Jones on it, we wound up doing shows and at the Nottington House in Queens and then start traveling. Then I wound up getting her a record deal through Stepson Entertainment with Bill Stephanie and Tommy Boy. So Mix's 10 is very close to my heart. Now, at least that's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good answer. What year was that? Because I'm sure I was in ADX.
I think that was I would say 93, 92, somewhere, maybe, somewhere around there.
Okay. The joint that we was just talking about, Ron, my man Otis Hart. Remember Sweet and Low back in the day? Sweet and Low, no short Sweet and Low was a security in Club 2000. He used to be in charge of security, good dude. That's Otis Hart. He was just up there. Yeah, the name of the place we was just talking about is called what was it? Downstairs.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Downstairs. That was the name of it. Down in the subway station, down by 42nd Street. Because we used to take the bus all the way from uptown over there. You know, I used to DJ back in the day too. My name was Wayne G. So I was a G before you. You know, hey yo. Hey, but go back to how the independent label started. Don't give us a short answer. Let the young people listen and learn something on how you felt that you was an independent label and how or why is it beneficial or not beneficial to have an independent label at this time. I'm going to come off screen and pull the homie off and let you have that to explain that on your own. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So this is your tutorial to teach the youngins that's listening. A lot of them tune in for RonG, not even for Unique or Zeke Black. So right now, RonG, you're going to break down how you felt that by you making the mixtapes in the manner that you did, was like a album, so it was like a independent record label. And how did you run that to take it to where you got it? Because I'm gonna say this, man, I'm so proud of you. You wouldn't even know, Ron.
Thanks,
You know me? No, I'm saying
man.
because I know you was listen, I know you was little RonG because you was a young man. Not because you were no little nigga, but you know, you was a young man. So I know that man, that's little RonG from the low side. That's how I used to call you, like Johnny Blue and them. You understand what I'm saying? Like Al and them. You understand what I'm saying? So I looked at you as one of the youngest. You understand what I'm saying? And when I got locked up and I was in ADX and I started hearing about Miss Jones, first I heard there's a name joint. I was ecstatic with that joy for you for that. You know what I mean? And you got into the game and then you broke Miss Jones. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where I heard your name rising at. And I was just so proud, man, that you know that I knew you as a young man and nobody knew which direction your life was gonna turn. Because you could have picked up drugs too, because you was in the middle of it with us. You know, all you had to do was ask, you would have got it. You understand what I'm saying? From anybody. I ain't saying from me only. You know what I mean? I'm keeping it 100. You understand what I'm saying? Because Ron was a good young man. You know what I mean? And you know, if you gave him something, you wouldn't have to go kill him.
Definitely didn't.
You know what I mean? But you try and weigh these things out when you're dealing with people that keep the murder rate down. You know what I mean? but anyway, no, but serious business though, Ron, I was so proud of you, man, when I was in ADX. I said, man, little RonG, I kept asking my people, little Ron, you sure, little RonG? And I knew you could do it, but I was just like, man, I can't believe that the homie made it because, you know, I watched you, man. I know you when you first started. You understand? Then my life just got stuck still. You know what I mean? So even though mine was stuck, to watch yours grow was a blessing. To watch my homies grow was a blessing. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just so proud of you. That's why when I decided to do the Mecca audio stand, I ain't want nobody else but you. You understand what I'm saying?
I appreciate that too.
You know, I ain't want to even do whatever I do after that with it. I'm gonna do, but that joint from in there, you know what I mean? You family, man. You know what I mean? You know, I was in the hospital. You know what I mean? Yeah. But go ahead and answer the question. I've been up here too long. Go on, I'm gonna take us off. You remember the question, right?
Yeah, about the self-record label.
Yeah, and then so you're gonna teach the youngins about the do's and don'ts or ifs or should nots of running an independent label. Because everybody want to say they're independent nowadays. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing with independent labels is you got to know, first of all, you got to know the business. You know what I mean? If you're going to be running an independent label, you got to know the business. That's the first thing. Right now, independent labels right now are doing a lot better than they were several years ago. And that's because that the distribution deals are out there and you got the social media platform where you could promote yourself and still sell a record or two independently. You know, the majors are the big machines. You know what I mean? So you may have the big machines and they can pitch your records the right places. But if you're independent, you own everything. You know what I mean? Only thing you got to worry about is the samples when you got an independent label. But being independent is good. You know what I mean? It's good. But the downside of it is that if you're not connected to the right people or the right marketing team, an independent label can hurt you. You know what I mean? So you got to know your business. You got to know your direction. And you got to have the good product. You know, right now, a lot of artists decided to do the independent thing, and then the majors come and they give you the big money. And that's why a lot of artists now are doing it independently, because now you can control where your music go, how you want to market it, and you don't really got to answer to nobody but your team. So independent is good if you know the business. If you know the business, you'll be all right if you're independent, and you can picture your music on these digital platforms that are out now, like Tidal, iTunes, Spotify, and so on and so on, and then market yourself like you're a major, and you'll be selling some records, you know? So there it is. When I was younger doing the mixtapes, I was trying to be a record label with the mixtapes, but at the same time, I was kind of like being creative with what I use, which was I was using R&B songs and hip hop beats and put them together and push it out to the world, and that made me famous for what I was good at doing. So I want to say salute to everybody. Unique, where you at, Mecca Audio? You still on here?
Of course, I'm still here. I'm letting you have the floor. But see what you just said? That's the point that I was making about when I was in Miami and I was playing that straight New York, rapping, fight the power type music, Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, MC Shan, Juice Crew, All Stars, Nice and Smooth, Brand Nubian. You understand what I'm saying? Mob Style. Let's not forget Mob Style.
Yeah, you can't forget Mob Style. Shout out to AZ.
Yeah, because I mean, to me, that was the greatest album ever made.
Shout out to me.
Yeah, no, man. When they said that joint about I kill you and go to your wake and kiss you, I think that was Whip Hop lyrics. I said, oh, these niggas done took it all away. You know what I mean? But that joint was fire.
I went to the studio with AZ a couple of times and watched them record.
Yeah.
Times, and those were some good days, man. Just to see how they thought process was.
No, but see what I like about AZ is that he's like a thinker. So when he raps, he thinks, and he thinks conscious all the time, because he's real intelligent. You know what I mean? And well read. So when he used to rap, he used to more or less. To me, he was the first one that really did the spoken word. You know what I mean? Because he rapped like a spoken word. If you listen to his lyrics, he was talking to you, because he wasn't a rapper.
Yeah,
he just had something to say and came up with a creative way of saying it. And a lot of people don't give him credit for it. But to me, if you listen to AZ on that Mob Style, how his style of rapping, it was more like the spoken word. It was more like the spoken word.
I remember that.
You know,
he was. It was like you said, he was speaking to you.
Yeah,
but he was kind of rhyming at the same
time. You know what I mean? It was his, unique style. You know what I mean? But we've been up here long enough, man. Yo, Ron, thanks for coming in. Answer this last question, Ron. They want to ask you, any artists you had the chance to work with that you may wish you did. Answer that, and then we out.
Okay, RonG, any artists you had the chance to work with that you didn't, that you wish you did? I'm trying to be clear about that, what they mean.
In other words, who you wish you worked with that you didn't? Or maybe you had a chance to work with and you didn't do it and you wish you did work on it. Everybody got something that they passed up that they felt they shouldn't have passed up.
I would say an artist that I really wanted to work with was Mace. I really wanted to work with Mace.
Would have been nice.
I didn't. I know Mace came to my crib a couple of times and we did some freestyles. But I was really trying to work with him to make, get production on his album and stuff like that. And Tupac. Like, I know Tupac came to my crib and I did the freestyle. He did the freestyle for me. But I had a dream of just actually doing a few tracks on his album. You know what I mean? So, and Biggie, I had actually did music for Biggie, but Puff didn't use it at the time. So they paid me for it, but they didn't use it. So, it's in this business, you're going to go through that. You're going to work with people. My phone is going up the racks. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry about that. But, I had a chance to work with people, but one person that I did work with that I didn't get a chance to work with was Michael Jackson. I actually did a remix for Michael Jackson, One More Chance. R. Kelly wrote the song, and I wanted to be in the studio with Michael to do that. But they told me Michael has 4 different sessions. He's not going to be dedicated to one session. So we would just advise you to just go and do your thing, and he'll come in and have somebody mix it down afterwards. So I didn't get a chance to have a face-to-face, eye-to-eye talk with Michael at that time. That was really
cool. But so we're gonna close out. So you answered that, but I'm gonna just say this again. Because I said I like to give props where props is due. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm crowning you right now as the prince.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Thanks.
What I liked about when I first got in touch with you from in the joint, after the decades came between us, because it was decades. It was definitely at least 15 years after I was in, 20 years after I was in, before I got in touch with you. And when I got in touch with you, you was a straight businessman. You know what I mean? I respect that.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? You know me and you never had no dispute. You know what I mean? Because I respect your gangster. You know what I mean? I respect that.
I respect yours as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Now, because I'm proud of you.
You already know.
You know what I mean? Trust me, you don't even know, Mike. I know you as a child. You understand? when I was a young man, you were still a child. That's how long I've been going. And now I'm looking at a good man in front of me, man. I'm proud of you, man. Like I said, the way you handled business every time we talked, you was direct. You know, you reminded me of a little me. You know what I mean? There was no misconstrued what you wanted. And when you said you was going to do something, you was going to deliver something, RonG had it delivered. So if y'all want to get music done, do whatever with RonG, I'm telling you, I don't know who y'all dealt with in the past, but when RonG said he going to have it for you on Monday, you better believe it. You ain't got to call him no more after that. You know what I mean? Even if it'll be ready in 30 days on the 1st of the month. You ain't got to call him on the 25th and ask him. You ain't forget. You know what I mean? And that man, you don't know how hard that is to find in a man nowadays. You know what I mean? Where you say this is what you want, they give you their word, they're gonna do it, and they get done when they say they're gonna do it instead of a million excuses or, as they say, reasons why. You know, and for that, man, you know, I'm proud and honored to watch you grow up, man, into the man that you are, man. You're truly a king, man. You know, you're a king in your craft, man. And I think you're one of the underrated DJs. You know what I mean? For real, because you put in a lot of work. Like I said, I was in ADX hearing about you in the middle of Colorado. You understand what I'm saying? So for me to hear about you there, your name had to have been ringing in the 90s. So I look at it like you're one of the underrated, you know what I mean? Real legends of the game. But always remember, you know what I mean? They're going to come back and get you. But like you said, you're the youngest in charge. You still look like you're 20-something. You know what I mean? Them niggas hate that off the rip.
I'm getting there.
No, I'm dead ass. Them niggas hate that off the rip. You know what I mean? Meaning I don't look like I'm damn near 60. They hate that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, but let me go though, Ron, man. Yo, good looking, Zeke. Tap out, give you a shout out. Man. Ron gotta go.
I appreciate y'all for having me on your show today, man. Shout out to East Harlem, man. My block, Lex Ave, Washington Projects. Rest in peace, Tone Lopez. Rest in peace, Ed White. Rest in peace, Kara, Razzo. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all brought me back to my ever, bro. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
All right. Thank you for sharing it with my family, son. All right.
Love you, big bro.
All right. Love you, Ron. All right. We out. All right. Let me tap out. Bong.